this rowing stuff's for the birds. Let's see if we can't get the old Elgin Outboard that goes with this little Bass Raider boat fired up and running again. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flat Thunder channel. My name's Andy, and this is a Sears and Roebuck Elgin brand outboard motor. I believe it is a 2.5 horse motor, gasoline powered, and it is a 1946 to 1951 vintage according to the serial number. I'm going to bring you in for a close-up here. Here's a serial number. We'll go over the controls. We're going to try to get this bad boy running so we don't have to row anymore. This thing just screams nostalgia. And the paint's in really good condition. Elgin. If you look at the pulley to wrap the, I'm going to be wrong on the terminology, but this is where you wrap the cord around it to pull start it. It says Sears. And if I can hold still enough, you can read the face. There's the model number. Sears and Roebuck Company. They used to sell everything. Came on this little stand. I don't know if that was homemade. Pretty handy the way it works. This is the mixture adjustment here. So there's start, run, and then lean. And then this slide lever goes from stop, slow, slide it all the way over to this side. It says start, and then full throttle, which is fast. You can still, she's dirty from sitting in the garage. You need to dust, it's got sawdust on it and everything else. Need to dust all that off. Then we'll take a look at the fuel that's inside of it. Back at my old go-to WD-40. Knock some of this goo off of here without destroying the paint or at least scratching it more than you need to. Anybody got a match? I can't see in there. That's pretty gold and yellow there. So we're gonna go ahead and drain all that nasty crap out of there. I don't even know how long that's been in there. Maybe a couple years. It has a solid copper line from the fuel tank to the on-off valve, up and around, and to the carburetor. I took my rag, put it over the end of the fuel tank fill here, and blew into the fuel tank. Now, that's probably stupid. Probably better get a better rag than what I have here. This one's got a little WD-40 on it. But it did help expel the gas out faster. Still got a few more drips in there. We're gonna go ahead and call that good. Secure the fuel line again and mix us up some brand new gas with a high octane rating. This is where the Google Keeps app really helps. I recorded this document a long time ago. Looks like July 23rd of 2017, and 8 to 12 ounces of 30 weight oil per gallon of fuel. Right now I only mixed it or purchased half a gallon of high octane fuel. So we're just going to test this unit. It doesn't take a whole lot of fuel. So then we would shoot for 5 ounces of straight 30 weight or straight 40 weight oil. Going to dump that into our half a gallon of fuel. Give her a little shake.
and let's fill up this fuel tank with a new batch of fuel.
This fuel tank doesn't look too horrible for 1940s.
Much like the larger version, the boat out drive, this unit sucks up water to cool the engine. So you never want to try to start this engine without the lower drive being submerged in water. So we're gonna drag our bucket over here, get this guy in some water before we try to start it.
Here's where things start to get fun. You want to put your lever to the start position. You want to turn the fuel mixture screw to the start position. And then this is the choke here on the side. Rotate that forward. Don't forget to turn the fuel on. We didn't do that yet. Good news is I'm pretty sure the last time this was run, the fuel valve was turned off and it was ran out of gas. So hopefully that means the carburetor isn't all gummed up. Here's where things get kind of interesting. This is a starter where you have to wrap the pull cord around, pull it, and then if it doesn't start, wrap it around again. This will really make you appreciate the recoil pull starters that you have, and anytime you had a problem with it, you'll be like, wow, at least I didn't have to do this. I like this because it's nostalgia. It's just kind of cool. But you have to keep track of your pull cord. So you take your knotted end, hook it in the open groove, then wrap the remaining end around. And I usually rotate it so I get maximum stroke. Then you get ready and you let it rip. There's one. Haven't started this probably since 2018. Here's two. Three. She's all wet. Definitely getting fuel. So this is a little trick I like to use. It's probably not smart. Got my propane torch. I'm gonna warm up the end of the spark plug here, burn off all that excess fuel, put her back in the engine. Not gonna believe this, but that's hot. Let's try again. See that? I think the float's stuck. It's just pumping gas out all over. Next is the carburetor, which is behind here. We need to take off the idle mixture screw here, or the mixture screw, the choke lever, and this cover. This is a hex key here. She on there. Chances I'm gonna drop this in the bucket. There we go. That handle anyways to Get access to this fuel line. She should come off now. Oh, come on. Oh yeah. The gasket's all hung up. There's some goo in there, or the float's all hung up. I don't know if you can see it. Bunch of goo right there, which is part of the old gasket. Welcome over to the messy bench, folks. I don't know if you can see in there, but there's a bunch of smew down inside there. Let me get you a light. See it now? That's not supposed to be in there. And the float, when I took it off, didn't move freely at all. So I need to clean all that goo out of there. And yeah, make the float work again. Pretty sure that's the hinge pin for the float. Yeah, look at all that garbage down in there. Good news is this isn't full of fuel. It's plastic. Clean all that goo out. Well, that's interesting. The float valve is actually down inside here and it's horizontal. How do you even replace that or clean that? It's right down in there. Just gotta take this plug out. Interesting. Got to move over the bench vise and grip it on this surface here to work this plug, access plug loose. And there's our float valve. It's not a rubber tip. At least now we can get in there and clean all that goo out. She moves freely now. I believe we're ready to go back together. Gonna clean the jet on the bottom of the carburetor a little bit before we put this back on. It's just breaking pieces of the brass off. She's really in there. Just gonna try to clean this in place. See it happens. I have a float bowl with a gasket that fell apart because half of it was in the bowl. And I have this old Permatex Forma gasket sealant, non-hardening, made in America, never open. Who knows how old this is? We're gonna give this a try because, well, we got nothing to lose. And this stuff's really old. Let's give it a go. Never been open. There she goes. Don't want to get too crazy with it. Just a nice little thin bead around here. carburetor is made in USA. When's the last time you took one apart that was made in USA? We fixed the stuck float. We just cleaned the spark plug out because it was definitely way too much fuel in there. And we're gonna try it without the choke on, see what happens. Come on, baby. Whoa! Woo! Yeah! Congratulations! Really important, the water coming out. We did it. I don't know if you noticed or not, I was pointing to the water discharge. With all that splashing around from the propeller, we're splashing a lot of our water out. We needed to get a water line in here to keep replenishing the bucket as we splash it out. But she's running, and she's running pretty darn good. You saw there at the end, she started to clean out a little bit. Probably from being, you know, a little loaded up. Carburetor's got a little bit of maybe stickiness in it yet. Still playing with the settings. You can adjust the mixture. But she runs Sears and Roebuck, Elgin brand, outboard, American made carburetor. This whole thing's probably American made. Built in the 40s or early 50s, and she still runs. It's 2021. All I did was clean the float bowl, basically. Awesome. Awesome. 2.5 horsepower, ready to take that bass raider out and just cruise the water. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave all your questions and comments in that section below. And don't forget to tickle that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, everyone. I gotta get out of here. The whole garage is getting smoked up, and I need some fresh air. Catch you later. Thanks for watching, everyone.